What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XCN OnyxCoin today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. So, for my short-term plays, I have not added back in. I've been looking to buy in. I was actually in the process of setting up some buy orders last night, but some unexpected things happened, so wasn't able to snag the lows. Though I was planning on buying just below 15 or 1.5 cents there. I think this is still a good area. Would have caught the low specifically, but man, like genuinely, I was about to, but whatever, man. Sometimes things come up, you know. If we look at this here, from a relative low to a high, low to high. Let's see. The reason why I would have bought right there is we went right to the minimum target area, right? It was very obvious. I think going right below the minimum target area there, that's a very obvious buying point. And then of course skimming these previous highs, these prior highs, that helps too. The 1414 could be where we go inevitably. We really could see about 1.4 cents or just below there. We're at 1.54 cents now, and I do think we have a little bit more of a push to go to the downside, just a little bit more, but not. I don't think it'll be quick lived, and I don't believe that if you have anything but sell orders or open buy orders down here, if you don't have any orders ready to go, you're probably not going to catch it. It's going to be a very fast wick like this. So prepare yourselves. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Prepare yourselves. I think we are going to see one last little drop down to about 1.4 cents and even below there. Now, if everybody watching this video, which there's, I mean, even on a bad day, there's like 5,000 of you watching these videos, right? And by the way, the views on these videos are at the lowest they are on the whole channel, probably in all crypto YouTube, is whenever we're at our lows, right? That's whenever we're at the low points in views as well. People don't want to tune in. They don't want to see. They don't want to look at the charts. I get it, man. I've been there, and it's not fun being at these lows, but if we don't go to 1.4 cents, or what I was going to say is even though there's less of you watching right now, there's still a significant amount of you. And if everybody puts buy orders in at 1.4 cents, we probably won't go there. Or maybe the institutions will see all those buy orders and they'll be like, we're going to sell right through that. And then it'll go to 1.2 cents. We'll see if anybody shakes out down there or something like that. I don't know. We could, if you buy, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if you buy around this purple line, the 1414 at about 1.4 cents, if you buy right around there, prepare yourself and tell yourself that it could go down to 1.227 cents. I don't think it goes below there, but tell yourself it could at least go there. That way, if you buy here and it goes down, you're like, oh no, I made the wrong decision. And then you sell, you really make the wrong decision. You bought here, you sold lower, you literally bought from the big bags, they manipulated it down and sold on you, and then you sold it back to them, and then they pumped it, you know what I mean? Maybe they do, maybe they don't manipulate it. Who knows if things manipulate it, right? I'm just painting a story here. And obviously there's market manipulation that happens in every single market, let alone crypto, where there's a lot less regulatory practices. But here we are at 1.55 cents right now, finding some support on the 1272. Generally speaking, when you find support on the 1272, you're looking for an immediate bounce up. And then even then you can still go lower, right? When you hug it like this, it normally makes me think that you are going to go lower. In fact, oftentimes you do hit the 1618, but I'm not necessarily expecting that we go to the 1618. We could, but if we look at this, you know, on a horizontal basis, we put our horizontal line right here, horizontal line right there. We look left. You know, which one's going to be more likely a stopping point? To me, this would be a more likely stopping point, this top line. The second line can happen too, or anything in between can happen as well. But it's very common, actually, with the 1414 to go just below it, to wick just below it. So it's very possible that we could, but something that's at least at 1.4 cents or lower, once we cross this threshold, once we cross the 1.4 cent threshold, I'll be looking to buy. I mean, I shouldn't even say that. I'm going to be putting buy orders down around this area, but I'm also going to have some buy orders down right below where this low is here. Basically, I'll probably put them right at that low. I'll put some buy orders here, hold up that low, and then layer it out between here and here and here, and a little bit lower than what I expect, right? And I might even put more. I've got 4 lines here, but there might be arbitrary, man. I mean, I could put in like 5 or 6 orders and just have them all play out. And the lower it goes, the better for my dollar cost average. The higher it goes, well, good. I'm going to have my fattest orders up at these first 3 levels, right? And then the smallest orders, like 30% of what I'm trying to put in, will be at these last 3 levels. But that's just how I operate, right? I'm probably, every single one of these lines are not perfect, except for the 1.449 cents. That line I will probably have a buy order right there, literally a small buy order. It'll be a composition of a much larger order overall, but I'm buying here. That's all I'm saying. I'm looking at this. And I don't know if it's clear or unclear, but the whole theme of this video is we're on a shopping spree. Everything's on sale. We've got some cash. It's time to go shopping, right? And if you don't have cash, if you've just been holding, you're fully deployed and you have no cash on the side, or you have minimal amounts of cash, even if you have like $100, right? I think it's still worth it to get in here, right? I really do, because we're talking about something that $100 could easily turn into $1,000 in the next 30 to 45 days. It could genuinely turn, and I know that wouldn't turn it into 1,000. 1,000 would be all the way up here. All the way up there. We have targets that go all the way up here, you guys, that go up here and beyond. So even if you're somebody who, money's tight for you and you're struggling and you can only scrape together $100 at the end of all this, right? You're fully deployed, you've been fully deployed, and after just sustaining yourself on your weekly paychecks, buying groceries, paying the bills, all that stuff, and maybe you're going out celebrating because you think that you just bought something miraculous, and then inevitably it goes down, unfortunately, right? Hopefully you've got some money saved up, maybe even at least $100, because you could turn that into a good thing, right? If $100 isn't anything to you, which I don't care how much money you have, $100 should still be something to anybody. This could turn into $1,000, man. It could turn into more than $1,000, and even if it doesn't go here, the minimum targets we have are at 10 cents. That's a 6x, 6.5x, man. If $100 is something that's not easy for you to afford, but you still can afford it to invest right now, you could turn that into something that's 6 times more, or more than that, likely more than that over the next month, right? And I don't know what everybody's situations are, but I'm assuming the average person could probably use an extra $500 to $600, or more. Just to put it in perspective, this is not a bad time to buy. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Everything I said there is just based in my opinion, genuine opinion, and based in the statistical probabilities of where we're going to go based off of this high to low here. We've got a 6.8 cent target there, 10.5 cent target there, and then 14 cents to 23 cents and beyond is acceptable as well. I know I said the minimum target is 10 cents. Here it's showing targets that are less than 10 cents. We could stop here. We could, but now I want to use some logic, right? Would it make sense, after moving up like this, consolidating like this, moving up like this, small consolidation, moving up like this, big consolidation, would it make sense to just have a move that's like this and then it's over? I don't think so. I think you're going to have a more pronounced move just like this, something of an equal magnitude. And in fact, we can look at this in another light too. That would take you all the way up to about 23 cents. If we look at this in the right light, this is, and it's not even that hard, right? I don't feel like I'm cherry picking at all. From the low to the high of this move, you could consider this a bull pole, right? The bull flag, bull pole. This is your bull flag, right? You've got the flag pole, bull flag. If this is a bull flag, and it looks pretty damn perfect for a bull flag, I think it is, and that was your low. Assuming you go lower even, right? Let's assume that you go, let's put it at 1.34 cents. Assuming you go to 1.34 cents, your measure move then, and this is a statistically backed probability here, right? This is the ideal kind of situation, is that you would hit this measure move. Measure moves are ideas. You do not have to hit them. You can fall just short of them. You can exceed them. But that measure move is at 25.6 cents, okay? From the current price, that would be at about a 16x, okay? $100 could turn into a good bit of money for most people, right? I mean, like for everybody, probably. Now, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'm saying it could, doesn't mean that it will. It could also stop below. A measure move is not a prophecy. It's just an idea. And I actually think 25 cents, as nice as that sounds, and even though we moved the target down, right? We literally moved it down here below where we're at now even to make it a more conservative target. I don't think that we hit 25, 26 cents. I don't think we do. I accept it's a possibility. I do think we're going to break 10 cents. I do think that we are going to see prices that are around our all-time highs, which are at about 18 cents. And I think, obviously, as the cycle continues, we will go beyond that. We'll see. I think by the end of this cycle, this coin, which is worth 1.55 cents now, will be worth over $2 by the end of this cycle, which the end of this cycle, that's arbitrary. I don't know if that's arbitrary. I don't know if that's the right word. It's undecided. It's unknown. It's not something that anybody's necessarily aware of the exact date when it's going to happen, but we can assume all we want. And my assumptions are that the end of the cycle will be sometime in October, November, December of this year, sometime in that last quarter. Between now and that time, this 1.5 cent coin is going to be worth over $2, right? What the move that we're talking about here, that goes up to about 26 cents to 20 cents, maybe at the bare minimum 10 cents. That move is just what we're expecting to perform similar to this. So it'll be by the end of March, if not by the like middle point of April. In the case that that maybe you make the same move overall, but instead of having the same like tenacity, the same ferociousness to the upside, maybe it just takes more time. And if that's the case, well, it could be April that you see those highs, but you're still going there. You're still going there. Absolutely, I believe you're going there. If we look at this thing on a 4-hour basis, we do less talking and more walking on the TA here. You do not have bullish divergence. You do have lower lows and lower highs, rejecting, right? It's not the best look, but we do set ourselves up down here for some bullish divergence. We've got a little pivot here where we came back up above the overbought or oversold zone. If we come back down and we form a little kind of mini double bottom here, something like this, but obviously it'll be a lot closer, where we have a higher low, I would assume that it promotes growth like this, much like this, but it continues and it doesn't get rejected down. However, I assume that when we do go lower, if we close a 4-hour candle, and when we close a 4-hour candle below this candle low here at about 1.514 cents, that will be the ticket, the indicator that we are likely, from a time perspective, and already from a time perspective, we're very near the lows. From a price perspective, we're very near the lows. But we get a 4-hour candle to close above this line, I'm talking like probably not even by the end of the next 4-hour candle will you be below this line. So you get below this line, you close below this line, the next candle you're likely going to close above it, and then from then on you're only going to make higher prices. And I would expect that when we move up here, we probably find resistance right here. I do still, everything that I've said about this range is still true, man. I think that it'll be very tradable once we're on our way up, once we're retracing this overall range. We just haven't begun that yet. So I expect, when we move up, probably an obvious area of resistance will be about 1.9 cents, about there, 1.9 to 1.8 cents, something in that area. We'll probably sell off, pull back to this area for support, and then continue moving our way up, right? And then back test resistance for support, continue our way up, and so on and so forth, right? Until we get to the relative high areas, that's when we can start looking to break out and see a bigger move, right? But I expect this to be rather methodical. It might not be this methodical. It might, and at that rate, that would put you out. I mean, that would only be out to March, right? I think it's going to take a lot more time than this. It might not be this methodical, but something on those lines, right? I'm expecting a very tradable range on the way up here. So it's probably, and of course, anything can happen. We could, breaking out, we could just do this, but I would assume with this move here, we probably find resistance at the same area we found resistance at before, cause a little bit of worry, a little bit of concern. Is it just going to go lower, have that look? Really, it's just a inverse head and shoulders with the left shoulder here, the right shoulder here, and then we'll probably break out and see a much more phenomenal move to the upside than anything that we've seen in the past month, right? Because this topped off at the end of January, yeah, in literally the past month. So XCN, all that to say, I think it looks really good. I don't think it's ideal right here, right? If you bought over here, it's not the most ideal thing that it dropped. Whenever I say it looks really good, I understand that can seem a bit ironic, being that we're at the lows here, but it really does look good. We're at lows. We're at the lows, guys, of this range. It's a great time to buy. If you connected this line down, right? Come on now. Something like this, and maybe not with the Scarif Monday drop, but connected down with the other lows. We're below this line here, right? I'm connecting it to this low because again, this was the Scarif tariff Monday, whatever you want to call it. I call it Scarif Monday, because people were scared about the tariffs, right? And it was just a big pissing match. That's all it was, and everything got resolved before it even happened. So it was done as soon as it started. But we're below that level now. The last time we were below this line, it was the most opportunistic time to buy, really, in like a month-long period, other than this moment here. We're at previous areas of resistance, at current areas of support, right? Showing exhaustion to the downside, at least from a bearish perspective. You're showing exhaustion, so you're due for some kind of retracement at the very least. But I think this retracement is not going to be just a retracement to bring you to lower lows. I think it'll retrace, come up to a breakout point, and then once it breaks out, we're on our way, guys. We're on our way. So I expect that over the next week, over the next 2 weeks, we'll be figuring ourselves out. It'll be very tradable. Not financialized, not a financial advisor, but I will be making a lot of short-term calls and short-term plays, probably here and on X.com. Okay. By the way, if you don't follow Eric Crown on X.com, guys, this guy's awesome. He's very knowledgeable. He's very smart and also funny. He's funny as hell. I think this guy's great, and he's been doing technical analysis longer than I have by like a long time. But I've learned a lot from this guy. We do things differently. I don't think that we see things that we might have I would say he's probably got better risk management than me, maybe. But I like his TA. He's a lot more, let's say, traditional than I am. Traditional with a little bit of nuance with his own indicators and stuff like that, but he has a more traditional background. He actually used to be a stock trader, and not like us, right? Not like just degenerates in their homes. Like he actually was. He worked for ARCA or the CBOE. I forget which one it was, but he's got actual like professional experience. But you can follow me on X. Besides Eric Crown, I just like Eric Crown, man. Out of all the YouTubers, I really do like Eric Crown. Israel does support Elon Musk. If anybody thinks Elon Musk is a Nazi, they sell his stuff. He employs a lot of Jewish people, so I mean the Nazis must hate him too. I don't know, but I will be making a lot of posts over the coming weeks. I anticipate over the coming weeks because I think that XCN is going to be very tradable. If you want to keep following those trades, you can either wait for my YouTube videos, or if you want to you want to follow along on X.com, I will make them public. I will tell you every time that I sell, every time that I buy, just with these short-term trades. Okay, I do not expect to bat 1,000. I expect I'm going to be wrong several times throughout this whole range, but we're going to do it the right way, hopefully, and make money at the end of the day, and that's all that matters. So hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. I know I rambled a lot there. I know that it wasn't so much TA, and it was more of me just saying, I think this is a good area to buy. Now let me talk about why I think it's a good area to buy. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it wasn't so much TA. There's not too many powerful signals in the RSI right now, other than just like chart structure. That's probably the most powerful thing that we have going for us, is that we're finding support at a prior area of resistance here. And then if we take our relative low here to the relative high, we're also basically right at our 382 area. This is actually the reason too why I do think we're going to go right below 1.4 cents. Is it's basically inevitable at this point that we hit the 382. So probably something there. It's very common with the 382 to go just below it even. So again, if we go to 1.2 cents, even if we go to 1.1 cents, it's not broken. You've seen the worst of it. Please don't sell now, guys. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but please don't sell the low. And please do hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. We're almost there, but I think we have a little bit more to go. And that little bit, I keep saying I'm going to end it, but that little bit more to go, before we do it, we could go up first. We could go all the way up to 1.8, 1.9 cents, and then still come down. So even if we do that, please don't FOMO. Don't sell the low. Don't FOMO the high. Just be patient. And then if we do break above 1.9 cents, I would say if we get a 4 hour to close above 1.85 cents, we could start to rethink things. We could start to rethink things. But until then, I'm not convinced. Okay. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.